Hey guys, this is the Hybrid Guru. This is my first upload on YouTube. I've had the channel for about 2 years now. I've been posting pictures about the cars that I take pictures of, all of the car meets and everything like that. But I was like, maybe I should do something a little bit different than everybody else. I've owned a couple of exotics before. I've had a couple of Maserati Gran Turismos. And I've owned so many sports cars, Camaros, Mustangs, even a Hyundai Genesis 3.8 liter, and I loved every one of them. The thing is, I always wanted an Audi R8, and from the moment I saw the iRobot movie and the 17 again, and all those movies that featured the Audi R8, I fell in love with it, and I wanted one so bad, and I knew that one day I'm gonna have one. And then every time I see an Audi R8 on the road, I'm like, oh my god, an Audi R8, and I freak out, and no one knows what I'm talking about. But the car is so elegant, it's so powerful, it handles like a champ. It honestly is the perfect sports car. I have the V8 over here, and I have the automatic transmission, which I know all of you guys hate, but honestly, once you get used to it and once you know how to drive it, it is really nice. It is not comparable to the manual transmission for sure, and the manual transmission is more engaging and it's amazing. But I'm kind of using this car as a daily driver for me. And as a daily driver, I kind of feel like a manual transmission would be a little bit of a hassle. And that's why I went with the automatic. On the other hand as well, I didn't just go with the automatic because I wanted to. I went with the automatic because it's more affordable as well. I found this car on CarGurus, and I knew it was a great deal, and I negotiated over the phone and everything. At the time, I had a supercharged Corvette C7 pushing 700 horsepower, but it's a stick shift. So I owned the car for about a year, about 9 months, 10 months, and I never drove it. I put 900 miles only on that car, and I never really enjoyed it as much as I want. So I was like, I'm gonna trade it and get something else, maybe better, maybe, I don't know, something more fun that I can drive on a daily basis and enjoy as well. Now, that car wasn't as practical as I wanted. It was a convertible as well, so it will be a hassle if it snows or anything like that, and I don't want to damage the car in any shape or form because I really baby my car and I really take care of my cars. So I started looking online, which I always do. I always keep an eye on the market and everything. I started looking online, and I saw this Audi R8, and it's the perfect spec. It has the Bowers, the Bang & Olufsen sound system. It has the black exterior. It has the carbon fiber mirror caps and the carbon fiber side blades. Those are wrapped. They're not original, so the previous owner had them wrapped, and but I love the way they look. Originally, it came with color matched side blades, which I actually also like. But when I saw the pictures, I was like, maybe I'll take the wrap off once I get the car. And once I saw it in real person, it honestly looked really good. Now, I'm driving it over here in West County in St. Louis, Missouri, and honestly, the car feels absolutely amazing. I've never experienced a car that handles as good as this one. Now, it does have a couple of things here and there that needs to be addressed, and I'm okay with it because this is going to be my daily driver. So I have a small ding on the door, which I know of, and I'm not going to fix. I might fix down the road, but since I'm daily driving this car, it's gonna happen. It's not like it's sitting in my garage and I'm not driving it. I'm only putting 500 miles a year on it. No, I'm actually driving this car. Now, I'm 24 years old, and I'm paying a lot of money for insurance on this car. But believe it or not, I'm paying less money on this than the Corvette that I had before. For some reason, the Corvette was considered as a high-risk vehicle, higher risk than this. It might be because this one is all-wheel drive, that one is rear-wheel drive. It might be because there's a lot more Corvettes on the road, so they're crashing a lot more than this. I have no idea. At the end of the day, I'm paying about $1,000 on this car every 6 months, which is not bad considering it's an Audi R8. It's an 09 V8 with 45,000 miles on it, and it has the R-Tronic transmission, automatic basically. And I bought the car about 2 months ago exactly, and I've been driving it since then. I bought it with 45,000 miles. Now it has 47,700. I mean, the car is just absolutely gorgeous. So let's talk a little bit about the attention that you get in these cars. So when I had the Maserati, and you can go to my YouTube channel and see what kind of Maserati I had. It was wrapped in matte Trenton blue, and it was gorgeous. It was the absolute gorgeous vehicle, gorgeous Maserati on the road, the best looking one. Now that car, I used to get a lot of attention in because of the color, and everybody was asking me about the color and the sound of the engine as well, because it's a Ferrari engine, so of course I'm going to get a lot of questions on it. And it had an exhaust system on it, and it sounded absolutely amazing, and everybody wanted to know a little bit more about the car, and that's something that I really appreciated in that car. However, I always wondered if anything breaks on that Maserati, what would happen? It's going to be a lot of money, it's going to break with the bank, and of course I'm not a millionaire, so I'm financing these cars. I'm not like paying them cash and using my mom and father's money or anything like that. It's my hard-earned money, and I'm financing the cars just like everybody else. So I didn't want to end up with a shop bill from Maserati for like $7,000 to fix something on the car. Now on this car specifically, when I moved to the Audi R8, I did my research, and I figured that, first of all, the transmission fails all the time, and it's an R-Tronic, so it fails all the time. Some people also had issues with it at 10,000 miles, so I mean, it is due to failure. On this car, it was done 2,000 miles before I bought it, so it had a lot of life on it, and that put me on ease of mind, basically. That gave me ease of mind. The other thing is, these cars are known for the suspension to leak because they have the magnetic adjustable suspension, and those leak all the time, and they lose all the material in them. And I read a lot of forums on it and everything, and it's a lot of money to fix. On this car, all 4 of them were replaced as well. So that's another thing that I avoided. Now the third thing that is commonly it's a common issue on these cars is the air conditioning compressor, and that fails all the time as well. On this car, when I was negotiating the deal, I had the dealership take it to Audi and have a pre-purchase inspection done on the car, and everything is working fine and everything is in excellent condition. And that basically, that's when I found out that, well, that's when I realized that this is the perfect car for me and I should really move on it. And I did. And since then, I absolutely love the car. The interior on it is absolutely gorgeous. There's no scratches, there's no rattles, there's nothing. The car is in absolute mint condition. On the outside, I told you it has a couple of scratches here and there. And I'm getting the car ceramic coated sometime soon. The only complaint that I have about these cars is the exhaust system, which everybody talks about it, and I'm going to talk about it as well. The exhaust system sounds good, and believe me, the video and the videos on YouTube and everything like that, they don't do it justice. It sounds good, but it's tamed. It's not loud. It's not like you're going to drive down the road and everybody's going to look at you. No, it's not like that. But under pressure, when you punch it, it sounds really good. And especially because the engine is sitting right behind you, it sounds really good. You can hear everything going on in the engine bay. It's not obnoxious in any shape or form. It's just perfect. Now, I really, as a car guy, I really prefer louder cars, and I really prefer like I've owned so many Camaros and I've owned so many Mustangs, and they're all V8s, and I've always put a catback exhaust on them, and they sound absolutely amazing. Now, I'm not trying to make this car sound as a muscle car. I understand the difference and I understand everything, and that's why I did a lot of research. And since I'm starting my own YouTube channel and this is all new to me, what I want to do, I want to pick the exhaust that no one talks about, which is Rev 9 exhaust. It's affordable. It's about $1,400 for these cars, and I've looked on YouTube and there's like 6 videos of people reviewing it, and it actually sounds pretty good. And I mean, videos don't do it justice. Honestly, it doesn't do it justice. So, and I know that because whenever I look at like Armatrix exhaust or anything like that, and then Armatrix exhaust, it sounds completely different than the video. So at the end of the day, I decided to go with it, and I ordered one, and it should be here in like 5 days, 6 days, and I'll have it installed on the car, and I'll do some before and after shots of it. Now, if you have any questions about the pricing or anything like that on the Rev 9, you can go to their website and look at it. It's like $1,400, and it's not that expensive when you compare it to like a Valvetronic like Armatrix exhaust. Those run about $6,000, so it's a lot of money. You can get Fab Speed. You can get so many other options of exhaust systems on these cars. I decided to go with the Rev 9 because it's the most affordable one, and I wanted to try something new. I want you guys to have something new on my channel as well. Everything that other people are not doing, I'm going to be doing. Now, on these cars, I'm going to do a small review, go over it, and like tell you what I like, what I dislike, and I'm not going to say the word hate because I don't hate anything about this car. I just dislike little things here and there, but it's not hate at all. I mean, I love this car. This is my dream car, and I will never say that, oh, I hate this car and whatever. No, I understand it's an Audi R8. It's my dream car. I worked so hard to get it, and now that I have it, it feels so good when I drive it. It's like, it's a matter of, it's like a reward to me, basically. Every time I punch the car, it puts a smile on my face. Every time I turn it on, it puts a smile on my face. It's not that I want to be a show-off or anything like that. No, because I've owned so many other cars. My Corvette, for instance, was red on red. And every time I pull into a Camry, like right next to a Camry, or even a 4Runner or something like that, they all look at me like my car is $100,000. Even though I bought the car for less than $40,000, and they drive a Camry that's $40,000 brand new. So it's not like people just don't do their own research, and they don't know how much cars are. The cars are depreciating really bad, and it's not like they're gonna hold their value forever. But no one knows when you drive an Audi R8, when you drive a Maserati Gran Turismo or a Corvette or anything like that, those cars, people see them on the roads and they just assume that the car is $100,000 right away or even more, which is, I think it's ridiculous. But to the average Joe, he's not, if someone is looking for a car, they're not going to sit on their computer and look at Audi R8s and Maserati Gran Turismos and such. They're going to look for reliable cars. They're going to look for domestic cars, or even some foreign cars that are kind of reliable, that are kind of affordable, that they see on the road often. So they know that there's parts available for them. If anything breaks, there's a lot of technicians that can work on them and things like that. So on that for that, with that in mind, if you think about it, no one's going to research on Audi R8s and Maseratis. So if you look at the Maserati Gran Turismo now, you can buy one for $30,000 to $37,000 if you buy an 08 with like 40,000 miles. So that's a great idea. If you want to have an exotic car, enjoy it, daily driver, and you know that you're going to beat on it. It's not like you're going to baby it. So you're going to drive it, you're going to enjoy it, you're going to put a lot of miles on it. Why not buy an 08 and 09 that someone else ate the depreciation on and enjoy it? And that's what I actually did. So I bought an 08 Maserati Gran Turismo, and I absolutely made it my own. I wrapped it in matte Trenton blue, which is my favorite color, and I absolutely love the car. I sold it to buy something that is more domestic, because I told you, what if something breaks on it? So I bought the Corvette afterwards, and then I was like, no, I want something European. I want something that has character on the road. And don't get me wrong, the Corvette was a great car. It had a lot of character, and the C7 specifically is more refined than the older generations, and it has everything. Mine was a 3LT C51, and it had every single feature that I wanted. It even had ventilated seats, cooled seats in the car, and I love the car. Now, all I'm saying is, sometimes it's not about being a show off. It's not about, oh, I have a sports car, or I have an Audi R8, or I have whatever. For instance, I work for a BMW dealership that's local here, and I drive all of the vehicles that they have, and some of them are $140,000, $160,000 cars, and I treat them all the same, and I appreciate all the cars, and I love all the cars, in all honesty. And I've owned so many of them that I'm not biased in any way, shape, or form. And since I work with BMW, I get a lot of questions about, oh, how do you drive an Audi if you work with BMW? First of all, I don't have anything against Audi or anything against Mercedes or anything against all the other brands. I love all cars, and I enjoy every single one of them. Because think about it this way: if you drive a BMW M3, it's going to sound amazing. If you drive an Audi R8, it's going to sound amazing. If you drive a Mercedes C63 AMG, it's going to sound amazing. It's different in one way or another, but at the end of the day, they're all sports cars, and I absolutely love each one of them. And I love the character of every one of them as well. Each one of them. The thing is, they all stand out in one way or another. It's either the exhaust note or the engine, or one of them is supercharged, one of them is turbocharged. But at the end of the day, they're all fun cars. So pick your own, buy it, finance it, be smart about your financial situation. Don't go and buy an Audi R8 or a Lamborghini if you cannot go through the maintenance and everything like that on time. And I want to give you one advice, and please keep it in mind. Whenever you step into exotic cars, or whenever you step into sports cars, especially pre-owned, not brand new, let's say if the car is $60,000, always save $70,000 and buy the car for $60,000 and keep $10,000 on the side, just for in case anything breaks on the car. You'll be in a good position. That's my opinion, and that's my advice to all of you guys. Always have some money on the side in case anything happens to the car. You're gonna get it fixed right away, and you don't have to worry about it. Think about it this way: these cars were $200,000 brand new, maybe less, I'm not sure. I don't know the MSRP on this car specifically, but it depreciated to a point that it's affordable to everybody. And a brand new BMW X3 M40i is like $66,000 now. So I mean, it's just a matter of if you really want to drive an exotic, or if you want to drive an SUV and a practical car. And it's your decision. It's something that you have to consider and think about, and then make a decision based on it. Now, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer all of them. Please excuse the video quality and my English. I'm not from America. I've been here for 8 years now, and I've been blessed to live in the U.S. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer all of them in the comments below. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel for the next videos. Have a great one. Take care.